Good morning students. Today we are going to discuss the different topics. Today's contents are the mechanics, rigid body mechanics, force, characteristics of the force, effect of force, system of forces, types of system of forces, composition, resolution, resultant and equilibrant. Now mechanics. Mechanics can be defined as a physical science which deals with the state of rest or motion of particle and bodies under the effect of forces. Now the subject mechanics is subdivided into three branches: rigid body mechanics, deformable body mechanics, fluid mechanics. Now rigid body mechanics is based, this engineering mechanics is based on the rigid body mechanics. Now what is that rigid body means? The body which is doesn't change its shape and size on the applied of four different forces, that is known as a rigid body. Now this logically rigid body is mechanics is just subdivided into two branches: statics and dynamics. Now static, it is the branch of mechanics which deals with the particles and bodies at rest or moves with a constant velocity. Now dynamics, it is the branch of mechanics which deals with the particles and body which are in motion. Now this dynamics is further classified into two main groups: kinematics and kinetics. Now these two, kinematics and kinetics, are under the dynamics. Kinematics is the study of motion of particles and body without any reference of forces and masses and effect of forces, that means causes of motion. Kinetics, it is the study of motion of particles and body with reference of masses and effect of forces. The unit 1, resultant of coplanar force system. In that first topic is the force. Now this force is, it is defined as an external agency which produces or tend to produces, destroy or tend to destroy the motion. Now suppose for example this block is 10 kg block is there. Now we apply a very small force on that block, 10 kg block. This force is very small which is not able to move this block, means, but it tend to move the block. So it tend to produces the motion of this block. Now this force is very large. This produces the actually producing the motion of this 10 kg block. Now suppose this block is moving in this direction. Now we apply the force in the opposite direction, and that force is very small, so it tend to destroy the motion of that block. Now if the force is very large in the opposite direction, it actually destroying the motion of this 10 kg block. So what is that force? Again, it is defined as an external agency which produces or tend to produces, destroy or tend to destroy the motion. Now force is a vector quantity and the SI unit is Newton. It is also represented in kilonewton, meganewton, etc. These are the some conversions which are required for the solving numericals. The characteristics of the forces. There are the four characteristics of the forces: magnitude, direction, nature or sense, and point of application. First, magnitude. This represents the value of force. Suppose for example 15 Newton force, 20 kilonewton force is there. Now the value 15, 20 is nothing but a magnitude of that force. Next is the direction. Since force is a vector quantity, it must have magnitude as well as direction. It is represented by line of action and the angle it forms with some fixed axis. For example, suppose this 10 Newton force is acting which makes an angle with x-axis. Now this angle which makes by this force with x-axis is nothing but a direction of the force. Nature or sense. The nature of a force is represented by arrowhead. Generally it is termed as a push or pull. Any force which is acting towards the point is called push, and any force which is acting away from the point is called pull. For example, this force is acting on this particle, the arrow is toward this point, it is known as a push. And this force is acting on this point, so this is away from the arrow, is away from the that point, so this is nothing but a pull. Now point of application. It is the location of a point on a body where the force is acting. Now this 10 Newton force is acting on this line AB on the point at a point C. So this point of application of this 10 Newton force on the line AB is at a point C. So this is the point of application of this force on the line AB. So these are the four characteristics. Now effect of forces. It may change the state of a particles, means in the last example we can see that the block is moving, so that may be change the if force is applied on that block, that may be change the rest of the state of rest of the block, or maybe that block is moving, we can change the state of that particle. It may produces the deformation in non-rigid body. It may produces the rotational effect in a body. Suppose we applied a force on a tab, so it produces the effect, it produces the rotational effect of the tab. It may produces the internal stresses in a body. Suppose we applied forces on a non-rigid body, rigid body, so it doesn't change the shape, but internal stresses are produced in that body. It may keep the system in a stable state or in equilibrium. System of forces. There are the different system of forces: coplanar, non-coplanar, collinear, non-collinear, concurrent, non-concurrent, parallel. In parallel to like and unlike parallel force systems. So let's see one by one. Coplanar forces. The forces which are acting in the same plane are known as a coplanar force system. So in this diagram, all these forces are lies on a single plane. Co means single. So all these forces lies on a single plane is known as a coplanar force system. Non-coplanar, opposite of the coplanar. So forces which doesn't lie on a single plane. Suppose for example in this diagram, P1 is acting on this plane, P2 is acting on this plane, P3, P4, like this. So these are forces acting on a different plane. So this is a non-coplanar force system. Also these forces passes through the space. Also this is also known as a space force system. Collinear, co means again single, linear means line. So forces which are lies on a single line are known as a collinear force system. So for example, this T force and this W force lies on a single line. So this is known as a collinear force system. Again in the second diagram, P1, P2 and P3 lies on a single line. So collinear force system. Non-collinear force system, the forces which are not lie on a single line. These are the forces which doesn't lie on a single line, so non-collinear force system. But as we can see that all these forces are lies on a same plane, so this system is also known as a coplanar non-collinear system. Concurrent, the forces which are passing through the common point are called the concurrent force system. In the second diagram, we can easily see that all these forces passing through or meeting at a single point, means this P1 is away from the point, this P2 towards the point, but meeting at a single point, so concurrent force system. Now in this diagram, this P2, P3, P1 and P4 meeting at a point A. Now this P5 is acting at this point. Now this is a square and the line of action of this force is having the 45-degree angle, which makes with an the edge. Now this force is passing through this diagonal and meeting at a point A. So this P4 also passing through the point A. So this is the concurrent force system. Non-concurrent, which are not lie on meeting at a single point. These forces in this diagram, these forces are acting on a different point. So this is the non-concurrent force system. Parallel, the line of action of all these forces are parallel to each other. Again in parallel, like parallel forces, unlike parallel forces. So first, like parallel forces, the line of action of all these forces are parallel to each other and the direction of all these forces are same. So this is the like parallel force system. Unlike parallel force system, so all the forces are parallel to each other but line of action are the different. Here some forces are acting on the upward direction, some forces are downward direction, but line of action is parallel. So this is the unlike parallel force system. Composition, this is the main point of this first unit. Composition or compounding is the procedure to find out the single resultant force of a force system. Suppose let's see F1 force and F2 force acting on a particle. So combined effect of this force is nothing but a R. So to find out the combined effect of these two forces is nothing but a composition of these forces. To find out the single force of the number of forces is known as a composition of force. Resolution is exactly opposite of the composition. Resolution is the procedure of splitting up a single force into number of components without changing the effect of same. For example, here R is the force. We want to split this force into two components but without changing the effect of this force. So let's see, Rx and Ry, these are the two components of the R. Rx is the x component of R and Ry is the y component of the R. These are the two components without changing the effect of this force is known as the resolution of force. Now resultant means it is a single force which produces the same effect as that of produced by the number of force when acting together. The combined effect of all the forces is represented by a single force which is known as the resultant. It is denoted by R. Now see here, F1, F2, F3, F4 and F5 forces acting on this particle. The combined effect of all these forces is nothing but this R. So this is the resultant of this 5 force system. So this is nothing but and it is denoted by capital R. Now equilibrium. It is the single force which when acting with all other forces keep the body at rest or in equilibrium. It is denoted by the capital E. Now the relation between the resultant and equilibrium we can see in this diagram. So suppose F1, F2, F3 and F4 acting on this particle. The combined effect of all these 4 forces is nothing but a resultant. Now there is a resultant of these forces but this body is at rest, means there is another force which having the same magnitude of the R and opposite direction to that of the R, which keeps the body at an equilibrium position or which balance this system. So this is nothing but a equilibrium. So the relation between the resultant and equilibrium is equilibrium having the same magnitude of the R but direction is opposite to that of the R. So it is known as a equilibrium and this is the relation. Thank you.